Last time on Alexandra Nathan Write a Web Series, Alexandra and Nathan get down to it and the games begin. In this first game, the kids must find a key in Miss Kia's house while at the same time evading some large cats. Sasha, unable to make it, lands in the control room with Aaron and is now partnered up for the next game, which is the game on the train. Watch this episode to find out what we decide happens next.
Hey guys, what's up? It's your boy Nathan here.
And Alexandra, welcome back to our channel. On today's episode, we are outlining episode 3 of our web series, which is level 2, the train level. All right, you ready to go?
I'm ready. Let's do it.
Okay, as always, 3, 2, 1, we're going. Basically, at the end of the second episode, Sasha is the person who is eliminated from the episode. So she's helping Aaron in the third episode, like set up the level and like kind of control it.
We need to have a flashback to Miss Kia's life.
We see in the end of this second episode, the train pull up into this white abyss area, and then we're assuming they'll get on. First, it would be like everyone looking around in the abyss and Miss Kia being like,
No, she's fine. She's not dead.
and then the train pulls up with a doo-doo. But then you jump back and you'd see the train about to enter this tunnel. Way off in the distance, you can see everyone waiting in the abyss. But then as soon as they rush into this tunnel, then it's like a quick backstory. It would be the very beginning of episode 3, 4, 5, 6. You know what? Aaron, before level 1 starts in episode 2, she needs to see a flashback. I think when she presses the button before it starts the game, Act 1 for episode 2 level 1 would start with like kind of the friends putting their keys in, and maybe we all see them kind of boop, 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 and then we see Aaron enter like a different colored abyss. Maybe it's like a purpley magic-y looking sort of abyss. How the game actually starts would be Aaron looking around, let's just call it purple for now, purple abyss, flashback of Miss Kia's story, and then she pops into the control room.
So the train game, how do Sasha and Aaron
Control it? Because this is animation, like we have decided this has to be animation. Maybe Aaron has to drive the train and she's instructed to drive it kind of like crazy-ish. So the train's kind of going to be like,
Let's ride. Let's ride.
the goal of it is to serve all the customers their popsicle things before time runs out. And you know, like the little like mobile games where everyone has a different order and like you got to do different like things to prep it. That's kind of how I see it, because I'm picturing they're walking through, like they're starting at the end of this train and going through many train carts to get to like the front. Like starting at the caboose and making it all the way up to the front. Maybe Sasha, maybe she is technically, that person is supposed to make it harder for everyone. Like maybe she's supposed to be like a trickster in a way, but maybe instead of doing like being like a hindrance to the players, maybe she helps them.
maybe like, so there's like a thing at the front of Aaron's trains that those shows like 3 lines and it shows everybody's progress, and Sasha goes to help them like at the beginning, and Aaron's like trying to figure out how to drive the train, and then as Aaron sees that they're making progress, or she's like, I can't let it be that easy. That's when Aaron like starts messing with the system. Like there's, yes, driving the train, but there's got to be a bunch of buttons and stuff, I'm sure, that make the game hard, like a bunch of more controls. And so Sasha and Aaron can also have like a little bit like of a bout at the like the climax of the episode where Sasha is like,
What was the reason? What was the reason?
Let's forget about like the acts for 1 second and let's just talk about like rules of the train.
oh, so maybe every train car is a different type. So maybe the first one is a speed round, and then maybe the second dealing with like a difficult customer, and then the third one is dealing like having to deal with yourself.
Part 1, make the popsicles. Part 2 is the speed run. Part 3, serve 5 difficult customers. Miss Kia wins this round. Fly through everything. Tracy, she has a hard time making the popsicles. Speeds through the speed round because she's so bubbly and like kind. And I would say takes a longer amount of time on the final round because she is trying to please everyone.
Yeah, maybe one customer you have to tell them like no.
I'm doing Clara right now. He gets the recipe right on accident, doesn't measure, but wings it.
This is the one, the speed round is the one that he like does the worst at, I would say. Like he almost doesn't.
He should be the last to finish speed round. He's like the only one who doesn't really care. Everybody else feels like a great weight. Like he's just kind of like,
Then the last one, I would say he wins it pretty easily because he has no problem telling the customer, we don't have that, ma'am. So
what happens? Act 1 is the flashback. Cart 1. Act 2 is cart 2, the start of cart 3. Act 3 is the end of cart 3. Then Quinn finds himself in an empty lot. Aaron and Sasha greet him, explain he was eliminated. Everyone else is in the white abyss. Well, I was gonna say hammers and nails fall from the sky, but that can't be true.
yeah, that's not a good idea. Maybe there's a blueprint. There's a blueprint.
The floor becomes a blueprint and they are sucked into level 3. And then the flashback will take place at the beginning of the next episode. Let's do a quick recap. So the episode, it's going to start with a recap from episode 2. Then we'll move into act 1, act 2, act 3. So the recap is like all the friends are looking around the abyss being like, ah, and then Miss Kia tells them it's fine. And then the train pulls up into the station and they don't see that Sasha and Aaron are driving it. It just looks like a magical train that pulls up. And then we move into act 1. And in act 1, this is basically when we establish like the rules kind of the train, or of at least the first cart. And then we're going to see the flashback of Miss Kia's past. Aaron's driving the train, and cart 1, the whole thing where they have to make the popsicles occurs during that time. Act 2, they're playing the game. This is cart 2, the speed round, and then the beginning of cart 3, which is them having to deal with the difficult customers. And then the third act is finishing that up and seeing who gets eliminated. And then it will end with Quinn finding himself in an empty parking lot where they're gonna have to build the store, and Sasha and Aaron will be there and they'll be like, you got eliminated, sorry. And then everyone else will be in a white abyss, and then the floor will turn into a blueprint and they'll be sucked into the next like level of the game. So it's all rough, but it's a good outline. We could sit down and we could write from this.
Some days are better than others. And that's gonna be a thing anytime you engage in art. Some days are better than others. And today might not have been the best day, but it wasn't the worst day, and we got it done. And that's what matters.
We did. You know what? Sometimes truly, and I need to do this more in my life in general, having a rough draft is better than having no draft at all, you know?
Exactly.
So that's what this is, because you know, like it's gonna get a lot better, even though like right now it seems like what are they even saying? Like
what are we doing?
When we come to writing and like when we get to like the table reads and stuff, it's gonna feel like a real story. Like you might not believe us yet, but it's
all about, you know, like those TikToks. It's like, trust the process. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please subscribe to our channel. We've got so much more stuff coming up. I promise we've got a lot of content that we want to keep putting out. So just stay connected, stay tuned. Like this video, and then we will see you guys next week.
Absolutely. Cheers.